Confession, I've never really been a fan of Letterboxd. It's not something that I want to use. I've never really loved its interface. And while I know that it's a wonderful place for many people, I don't feel like I need another social media-like platform to visit. And I really like YouTube and learning from YouTube and then also from podcasts. So I knew that I didn't want to use Letterboxd, but I still wanted to be able to keep my own journal/diary of the films I watch each year. So last year I decided to start a little notebook where I wrote down each film I watched as soon as I watched it. Now, unfortunately, I did this in a rather haphazard sort of fashion. I started this notebook and I have notes at the start that are about some ideas and things I might want to share on this YouTube channel. And then at the back, I just sort of randomly would write down the names of the films that I'd watched. And I didn't even keep a very good track of what month it was. And I don't even go in order because once I skipped a page by accident, and the titles are just sort of all over the place and very random. Now that it's the end of the year and I'm looking back at it, it's still really fun to see all the movies that I've watched and remember some that I forgot that I'd watched. But I realized I needed to have a much better setup this year and wanted to be a little more organized. So because of that, I bought myself an early Christmas present and got this blank notebook that next year I'm going to be using as a film journal/diary. And it's a good size and gives me a lot of space to fill in. And I decided that for this film journal, there are certain sections that I want to make sure that I keep. So first up, I'm going to break it down by month, and I'll make a nice title page for each month, and then I will just list the movies, the year the movie came out, and the director for each movie that I watched. It will just be a nice, simple list. Now, for movies that I may feel like I want to add a bit more commentary or thoughts on, I'm going to let myself do that when I feel inclined to do so. I'm not going to force myself to write any sort of review or thoughts on every film I watch, just the ones that I feel compelled to after I've seen them, or maybe it will sit with me, linger with me, and I'll later go back to it. And the book has a lot of room to do that. Now, another reason why I wanted a paper journal for this is because at the back, I want to keep a section that's specifically for keeping notes and tracking the films that I learn about or hear about and want to make sure that I check out. I tend to just keep those notes randomly when I hear about some films from different YouTube channels or podcasts or sometimes blogs, and it can get kind of muddled and then you forget about them and miss out on some. And I just wanted to be a little more intentional about it and thought keeping everything together is a good way to do that. And then next, I want to keep a section that's all about what's included into my physical media collection during the year. And this is just a fun way for me to see what films maybe I've upgraded from DVD to Blu-ray, or maybe there's something that needs to be replaced, or just new things that I found throughout the year and have found at thrift sales and library sales and such things. And I thought it was another really wonderful thing I'd like to keep while looking back on the year in film for myself. So I decided to make this little video about it because I wanted to see if there's anyone else who likes to keep a physical paper film journal or diary and what sections you may include in it when you make your own. Thanks so much for tuning in to My Mom Thinks I'm Cool. Bye!